welcome to Crochet After Dark podcast episode number 11. If you're new here, my name's April, and on this weekly podcast, I love to share with you all things crochet and yarn related. In today's episode, I have 2 finished objects, and I'll give you an update on 3 of my works in progress. Let's get started. Finished object number 1 is this vintage pattern. That is a panel blanket. So this is the sprinkle stitch. You can find that tutorial on my YouTube channel. So the panels are made up of the sprinkle stitch. And then I finished this one off with a shell border. I don't know if you can see that. So this one worked up really nicely. I actually have already washed this one to get it ready for donation. So it's super soft and squishy. But this is, again, a vintage pattern. I'm not sure if I'm going to write this one up or not. I do have the original pattern, which I was kind of trying to translate into common terms. But one of the things I didn't like is that the edges kind of ruffle. The way that they explained joining the panels had some kind of weird stuff to it where it would dip in. And then I probably could have been a little bit better about my spacing. So I'm not sure if I'll just write it up as is in case somebody wants to recreate this exact project, or if I'll try to do the project again sometime, way in the future, because I have a whole list right now, but sometime in the future, try and fix what I know was an issue with the pattern and then publish it. So let me know in the comments, what do you think I should do? Do you think I should publish the pattern as is and just make a note that, hey, this pattern may have some ruffling on the edges depending on the spacing? Or should I wait until the pattern's perfect and then publish it at that time? I'd really love your feedback. So this is finished object number 1. Finished object number 2 is actually a fleece blanket. So this is a fleece blanket, and then what I've done is I've just put a crocheted edging on it. So I did granny stitch, and then a crab stitch. We'll see if that'll focus. Let's see here. There we go. And this was really fun and easy to work up. So if you've watched previous episodes, you know that I donate a lot of my blankets to Project Linus. Well, they really have a need for 36 by 36 blankets for my local chapter. And I thought one of the ways that I could both practice or develop new border patterns as well as donate more blankets is instead of crocheting the whole blanket, just putting the crochet edging on. So I think what I'm going to do, I didn't do it for this one, is start filming tutorials for each border and then maybe number them or have a series, border number 1, number 2, number 3. That way, as I create these border ideas, which are really just a combination of different stitches, right? So for example, this one was 2 rows of granny stitch and then the crab stitch. So as I create those border ideas, putting the patterns on the website as well as showing you guys so that you can see what that might look like. So for example, the next fleece blanket that I'm going to do the similar 2-color border pattern. I'll write a tutorial for it, write a written pattern, and then we'll get that published on the website. So let me know what you think of that idea. Drop a comment below as well. Let's move on to works in progress. This week I have 3 works in progress to show you, but I will be making another overall work in progress video showing all of the whips I'm currently working on for the month of August. That video is coming out later this week, so be sure to subscribe if you haven't done so already. All right, let's start with work in progress number 1. Work in progress number 1 is the double triple ripple. And this is working up in the camo color. So I think I've used 3 or 4 skeins of yarn so far. I'm ready to join on a new one. This is what I have worked up so far. This one's kind of hard to see because of the camo color, but it's got a really nice texture to it. Really fun and easy to work on. And I will post in the description a link to the video tutorial. I also have a written pattern available for this one on my website as well. But it's coming along. I haven't shown it in a while, and I have been working on it this week, so I thought I'd show it to you guys today. That's the double triple ripple. Next up is my Purple Fields blanket. So far, I've gotten 7 rows done on the variegated color, and I need to get up to 22 rows, and then this blanket I believe will be complete. I'll have to measure it. I do think I'm going to put an edging on it. So what I think I'm going to do for the edging is put a cream single crochet border around and then do a 2-colored shell stitch in the dark purple and the light purple. I think that's going to turn out really cute. So it really just depends when I get to the end of the project if I have enough of each of those colors, but I do think I will. This is the Purple Fields blanket. Last but not least is this beauty. So this is kind of like a pink lemonade inspired blanket. And I finally got the row of white finished. And I've gotten a lot of my ends weaved in. Not quite all of them, but a lot of them are done. So what I need to do next to finish up this blanket is fill in the sections here with yellow, as well as square off right here is going to be like a yellow triangle. And that should give me a square blanket. And then just put a cute little edging on it, probably in yellow, maybe in white. I'm not 100% sure, but once I do that, I'll have this blanket complete. Once the blanket's complete, I will write up a pattern for it and make sure to publish it on the website as well as do a video tutorial. So right now, I'm calling it the Pink Lemonade blanket, but I'm not sure what, the final name for it will be. This is my 3rd work in progress. This week, I'm going to launch an exciting new, what I hope will be a weekly series on the channel. Now, I'm going to keep it under wraps until the video comes out, so keep an eye out for it and subscribe if you haven't done so already. But my whole idea behind this series is that I have well over 200 patterns that serve as kind of ideas for when I'm creating projects. So these are coloring drawings that I've made or sketched up. And usually I do them in groups. So for example, I'll do a certain colorway or I'll do a certain theme like Christmas, and then I'll think of, like 6 blanket ideas for Christmas and maybe hats or tree skirt covers or whatever. And I'll kind of group those together in my sketchbook, and then I'll move on to something else. So what I'm thinking for this series is maybe, and we'll have to toy with it, so you'll have to watch the first episode, but maybe each week I kind of tell you what the theme is, whether it's a color palette or a holiday or a season or what have you. So I'll tell you what the theme is for the week, and then maybe you guys can provide feedback as far as what you'd like to see. So I always want to do a blanket and then another project. So maybe we'll, I'm not sure. Maybe we'll draw a number 1 through 10 if I have 10 blanket patterns, for example, and we'll draw a number, and whichever number gets drawn, that's the blanket we'll make. Or maybe I'll ask you the week before to comment with a number, pick a number 1 through 6 or pick a number 1 through 10. And then the following week I'll run a comment picker, and then we'll see which pattern was chosen. So that's one idea. Another idea is maybe I can show you my sketches, and then you guys would vote in the comments which one you want me to actually crochet and work up into a pattern. So there's a couple ideas there. I know it's kind of hard to explain on this video, and I think after the first episode of the new series coming out this week, it'll make more sense. But if you kind of get the gist, drop a note in the comments. Let me know what you think would be a good way to kind of have the YouTube audience, my YouTube audience, you all that are watching, have you guys be involved in the process of deciding which designs that I should work up into a pattern and make as a new WIP. So that's kind of what I have planned. Sorry if that was rambly or not clear, but it will be more clear in the next video. I can't wait to hear from you guys. Until next time, keep calm and crochet on.